Hey guys, Ryan Smith with the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team here to discuss part 2 of our 2-part video series on the 6 tips to help you if you're buying and selling at the exact same time. Well, welcome back guys. Obviously we had our previous video where we discussed the first 3 of 6 tips to help you if you're going through that home buying and selling process at the exact same time. Just as a reminder for you, if you were kind of working through that, what those first 3 were. Want to make sure we don't wait until the last second to begin prepping our home for sale. Want to have a backup plan for any contingencies that we think could go wrong as we're going through this process, just as there's a lot of moving parts all at the same time. Make sure we have a backup plan. And number 3, want to make sure that we visit with a lender up front so that way we're not dreaming and maybe in our mind thinking that we can spend more than we'll actually qualify for. So those are the first 3 tips. Want to make sure now, let's discuss the final 3 tips involved in the buying and selling process. So number 4, I would say, is working with too little of a cushion. So if you're selling your house, and let's say that you are hoping to get $20,000 out of the sale of your house, and if you absolutely have to have $20,000 for the purchase of your next house, you're really not leaving yourself much cushion there, right? And so you never know what's going to happen when we get into negotiating and having a buyer come in, what things a buyer's going to want and ask for, and you're cutting it so tight that it can really make that process very stressful. So I would encourage you, try to have a little bit of a cushion there on what you need from when you're selling to what you're going to require when you buy. Number 2 for today, number 5 overall, is failing to compromise, right? So not only do we want to make sure that we have a cushion there, but once you actually go through the home selling process or the home buying process, it is very easy sometimes on principle just to say, I am not going to compromise on either what I want in the next house or, when I'm negotiating with the buyer of this house, like what I'm not willing to do. I'm not willing to do this. I'm not willing to do that. Don't get me wrong. There is absolutely a time and place for putting your heel on the ground and saying, this is just something I can't give in on. But really, you should have some careful self-reflection and thought of, is this something that's really a big enough deal that I should be really holding out on, because it can kink up this whole process, right? So if they're asking you to fix a broken window, you kind of have to step back and say, I know I really don't want to do this, but is this a big enough deal that I'm willing to let it cause a kink in this entire, buying and selling process, especially if you're really doing both of them simultaneously. So if you're looking for that smooth transaction, that smooth process, sometimes compromise is a very important thing to consider as you're going through that. And then finally, I would say the last thing when you're buying and selling, a big mistake some people do is they use 2 different real estate agents. And so, there are times when you should use 2 different real estate agents. I'll give you a great example of that. If you're buying a house that's out of town, so if you're selling a house here in Central Texas and then you're moving to, let's say, West Texas or to Dallas or to Houston, it is probably not a great idea to use your real estate agent here to go, even if you love them, to go to another city and help you buy a house, just because their expertise, even if they're licensed by the state to help you do that out there, their expertise is not there, it's here. If you are staying in this area, a lot of times it makes it smoother to use, one agent. Now, at our team, we have agents that specialize in each part of that process. So we have agents that specialize in the buying side of real estate. We have agents that specialize in the listing and selling part of real estate, right? Putting houses for sale and selling them. And we've found that quite often when you do that, you do get a higher level experience. You are dealing with someone who has a much higher focus on the process that you are going through, and thereby can deliver a higher quality of service. So in that circumstance, it's also not necessarily bad to use 2 agents. It would just be, I would want it to be within that confines of a really healthy real estate team. That way there's still communication back and forth between the people who are guiding you through this process. And honestly, you're probably, using the team example, you're really going to get the best of both worlds, which is really what you want. Anyways, hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can always reach me, on my email, which I think is on the website, or, call us 254-213-5335. Once again, 213-5335, or check us out on the web, ryansmithhomes.com. Always here to do a great job for you. So, hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.